Turning to another huge scandal hitting the White House, the president is reaping dividends from crypto unlike anything we've ever seen. He's likely now pocketed more money from this side job while serving as president than from his many other businesses. The Fox News sister outlet, the Wall Street Journal, reporting the Trump family has pocketed about $5 billion. That's $5 billion through the launch of a virtual cryptocurrency, most of that occurring this year while Trump is president. It is likely the family's most valuable asset, exceeding their real estate. The entire project raises questions about conflicts of interest and secret lanes to influence a sitting president. It opens up a gusher of foreign money, and remarkably, it shows how Trump's business and personal standing is benefited by his political job. That is, of course, the exact opposite of his many claims that because he was rich, he'd be above and apart from the usual pressures on politicians. In fact, he is now doing more side work and side business and having more conflicts than any president in history. Trump exploiting his elected power also to change policy in ways that benefit him and his family.
We've been pushing the market of crypto and Bitcoin and all of it, everything. Make America the crypto capital of the world. I launched it. I heard it was very successful. I haven't checked it. Where is it today?
You made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $1 billion, it seems like, in the last several days.
Several billion? That's peanuts for these guys.
This conflict of interest, the unseemly nature of it, and how much this money can dwarf or distort the president's actual day job was also called out on Fox Business.
My goodness me. $5 billion?
Eye-popping numbers. He is the crypto president, the first one ever. A lot of crypto-friendly legislation, regulation.
What it amounts to is it's crypto-friendly legislation coming from the President of the United States, who is in turn cashing in on the crypto phase, personally, his family.
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. We're joined by Justin Wolfers, economics professor from the University of Michigan and host of Think Like an Economist podcast. Justin, how is this good for the taxpayer and the general public?
Here's a secret, Ari. It's not. Look, so there's all the usual problems. We don't like folks getting rich while they have a day job doing something else, right? And there's an ethical problem of corruption. There's a far deeper problem, which is now the majority of the president's wealth comes from one industry, crypto. By the way, it's not just the $5 billion the Wall Street Journal reported on today. He also has a crypto coin, the Trump coin, not to be overshadowed by the Melania coin, which are also worth enormous amounts of money. So one, it leads him to put a thumb on the scale for this particular industry. That's very important because this is an industry which is trying to manufacture suckers, trying to, things might go south. And so they're trying to sell this now to working and middle-class Americans as an investment where it's no such thing. But more importantly, if or when everything goes south, we all just wake up and discover that this was a bubble. You would think normally you would just let investors who took such outrageous gambles take the loss. But the oldest trick in the playbook is you privatize the gains and socialize the losses. And this gives Trump $5 billion to want to socialize the losses, to try to put together a bailout for something that affects very, very few American families and would be a pure grifter bailout. Now, we're not there yet, but people already start investing in crypto based on the understanding that there's going to be a Trump put, that he's going to do whatever he can to keep this grift going.
Well, it's an important alarm you raise, and people were angry enough at the failures and the perceived greed in the stock market bubble, the financial housing bubble, the mortgage-backed derivatives, a lot of things. And there were bailouts. You're telling people this would be worse than that if Donald Trump stands to bail himself out and views this personally as just what's good for him, not the country. And then we know where he stands on his view of crypto. I mean, the guy has been more interested in money and the economic system than any other topic over the course of his life, except save probably, maybe his own PR. And so he was early discussing crypto when other people weren't. And he had a very clear view of it as a scam. Take a look.
Bitcoin, it just seems like a scam. I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. Potentially a disaster waiting to happen. They may be fake. Who knows what they are? I'm a big fan of the dollar. I'm a big fan of our currency, and I don't want to have other currencies coming out and hurting or demeaning the dollar.
I think it's a very dangerous thing.
Justin?
I mean, the man clearly has extraordinary economic instincts. Look, we do think he understands what a scam is, and I think he saw straight through this one. Thinking about how his brain works is important here. Remember, several decades ago, Spy magazine sent out checks for 13 cents to an array of celebrities, and one of the very few who took that 13-cent check out of the mail and went into the bank to get paid their 13 cents was Donald Trump. If he'll take half an hour out of his day for 13 cents, imagine what he's going to do for $5 billion. Look, there are very real questions about whether there's any there with crypto. I'm a cynic, but I also know there are very smart people who disagree with me. I could be wrong. The question here is, though, with we, the people, should be bailing out these folks if their bets go wrong. The other question is, should these folks be allowed to effectively be buying out the president? One of his investments here, he has a stable coin. Stablecoin sounds complicated, but basically it's a whole lot of zeros and ones where they promise it'll always be worth $1. It's almost as good as $1. That stablecoin is currently being supported by Binance. Binance is a major crypto firm whose CEO just happens to be in jail right now, hoping for a pardon. Put these pieces together, and you can get a sense of what, of why Binance is trying so hard to help the president.
Yeah, I mean, these are huge problems, both ethically, corruption, and also, as you reminded everyone, at a bubble level of affecting everyone's lives. Again, in the movie version of the simulation of our lives, it's a deep irony that this is someone who ran for president promising to help people with their daily finances, not their, as you put it, finances, so to speak.